Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, all of you.
Nithyanandam, everyone.
So welcome. We just had the power manifestation, and before that we had the darshan. So darshan is the juice of the whole Paramashivoham day itself, where you receive the Nayana Diksha of the Bhagavan. When Bhagavan's eyes falls on you, that is the Nayana Diksha. So do not miss the Nayana Diksha. And just after that, having the power manifestation is the best thing that you can do. So with this, now let's get ready to enter into the next session.
Yes, and the next session is another powerful revelations by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. This one is on awakening DNA. So requesting all participants, let us sit comfortably with the head, neck, and spine in a straight line as we enter into this beautiful revelations from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, awakening DNA.
Some of you might have heard this incident happened in my life, my experience with Arunagiri Yogeshwara, a great incarnation, Shiva himself, a great avatar Purusha, Shiva himself. I'll describe only few things, few parts of that incident, how the Asambranyada Samadhi happened in me when I connected with him, I had his darshan and experienced him. Maybe around the age of 11, during summer vacation, I was playing inside the temple, backside. If you have visited Arunachala temple, you may be able to relate with the place where I am saying. Backside the temple, on small 4-pillared mandapam, 4-pillared hall, one young sadhu came out of that mandapam. That mandapam had a small kind of a opening, or I was thinking it was an opening. It was a small cave. One sadhu came out. I saw this sadhu. He was very bright, shining, maybe 30 to 35, and well built, young sannyasi. It was immediate click. A strong connection, very strong connection. I just know I belong to him, or he belongs to me. Very strong connection. I can say that falling in love, or raising in love, whatever word you want to use, you can use. Very strong connection. Sometimes when you see people, suddenly you fall in love. And you know, you may bring all kinds of reasoning. No, I am already married. I am this, I am that. You can bring all kinds of your logic. No, see the age difference. And you can bring all conditionings. But you are in love, nothing can be done. You may keep distance because of all these conditionings. The social conditioning, and you have to behave as yourself. And there are so many restrictions. There are so many, the morality or social conditioning, whatever you call it. But heart doesn't bother about which country you belong to, which race you belong to, what is your morality, what is your discipline, decency. Heart doesn't care for all those things. Maybe your action or your logic cares for all these things. Heart doesn't care, it just falls in love, that's all. It was such a strong falling in love. Every day, I'll come and sit there with him. Morning till evening, he'll be talking, sitting. Sometimes I wonder what I used to talk. If I recall, there was nothing much, just sitting and chatting only. And you don't know why you are sitting together, but sitting together was such a pleasant, joyful experience. I was sitting together. It's like spending time together. He was also very happy with me. And He will eat whatever I bring. He will bring some fruits or something for me to eat. We will be talking, some experiences, these, that. I can say that Mundaka Upanishad, I did not complete that story. That story says that when the small bird, like this, traveling this way, this way, this way, this way, suddenly it really had a bitter experience, one strong bitter experience. It decides no more eating fruits. It just shuts its mouth. Without opening its mouth, it just travels towards the bigger bird. When it goes near the bigger bird, nearer and nearer, suddenly it realizes it is losing its individuality. It is losing its individuality. After a few minutes, it feels it is just a shadow of that bird. Actually, when you are really deeply in love with somebody, you can experience, when you touch that body, you won't feel it is a two-person. You just know it is your own extension. Your extension is in that body. You are just extension of your extension is that body. That small bird feels its very extension is that big bird, golden bird. After a few minutes he feels it is not even his own extension. That bird's extension is he. And after a few seconds he feels there is no extension, he is just a shadow. After a few seconds, there is not even a shadow, only that golden bird exists. It was only illusion that I was an individual. The different levels of feeling connection. In Vaishnava tradition, they explain Salokya Mukti, Samibhya Mukti, Sarubhya Mukti, Sayujya Mukti, the 4 states of liberation. Please understand, 4 states of liberation. In Vaishnava tradition they explain. First, when the bird feels, I am connected to him, I belong to him, it is Salokya Mukti, living in his loka, living in his frequency. When he feels, no, he is my very extension, it is Samibhya Mukti. The liberation which happens just by his nearness. When he says, when the bird experiences, no, I am his very form, I am his very form, I am his very form, I am just his shadow, I am not an individual identity, then it's called Sarubhya Mukti, his own form, Sarubhya Mukti. When the small bird realizes, I never existed, it's only he who was existing. It was just an illusion that I existed. It's called Sayujya Mukti. I can say it was a strong feeling connection, just like how that bird felt. Very own extension. I felt with that sadhu, that my very own extension. It was almost like Samibhya Mukti. First when I met him, then it slowly developed into Sarubhya Mukti, that same Rupa. I used to play with him, go wherever he calls. Sometime he will take me to the temple inside, sometime he will take me to the hill, sometime here, there, he will take me to different places. Understand? It was such a strong feeling connection. What Ramakrishna experienced with Kali, that Sambranyada Samadhi, I have started experiencing that. Even when I am not physically around him, even when I go back to the house, late night I will go back to the house because they will close the temple. By the time they close the temple, they will vacate everybody. They will vacate everybody. And when I go back to the house also, I will be sitting in the house and waiting when it will become again morning 4 o'clock, so that I can rush to the temple to see him. devotion is such, even once if your core is touched, it cannot go. It cannot leave you. It just transforms. It pulls you back. Ramakrishna says very beautifully, in the Vrindavan, Bangi Bihari's temple, every evening they throw rice mixed with a little abin to the peacocks so that they will eat and start dancing. So Ramakrishna says, once that peacocks which eats little abin will never miss the next day timing, will be there sharp at that time because of the taste. Same way the devotion, once you taste it, once you experience it, you will be there. Next day morning again, 7:30. It is so sacred. I have experienced it with Arunagiri Yogeshwara. The very idea you and the object of your devotion is separate will disappear. You just do not know what to give, how to give, what to do. Still I remember when early morning I get up to go and see him, I look around all over the house and I always used to feel, I used to read in the Ramayana that Ravana took the whole house in which Sita was when he kidnapped Sita. Actually in Tamil there is another one version of Ramayana, Kamba Ramayana. A great poet saint Kamba wrote that. When he wrote, he did not translate some parts as it is in Valmiki. Valmiki says, just Ravana physically handled Sita, took her and put her in his flight and took it away, kidnapped. But somehow that Kambar was not happy with that idea. So he says that he lifted the whole house in which Sita was staying, put it in his flight and kidnapped. So early morning when I wake up and get ready to go and meet Arunagiri Yogeshwara, that is the way I will feel. Somehow I can take this whole house and give it to him. I even planned one day, I took a chalk piece and marked my parents' portion of the house and wanted to go and ask Raghupati Yogi. Raghupati Yogi will do all kinds of this weightlifting and everything. He's a amazing yogic body. He will show visibly the power of yogic body. He will tie the iron rope in his chest and break it, blast it just by breathing, and lift any size rock, just like that he will lift, or he will roll. There is one huge rock in Arunachala hill which has rolled and at least some 200 feet it has rolled and stopped. Nobody knows how it happened. I know. It's Raghupati Yogi's work. One day we both were sitting and talking, and he was explaining on Yoga Sutra, when you feel one with nature, nature listens to you. I said, how can that be? He asked me to feel one with the rock. I just contemplated, meditated, and I was feeling one with that rock. Huge boulder. When I was in that ecstasy, he just moved my hand. Suddenly, without telling me, he moved my hand. I literally saw the whole boulder rolling. I did not touch it. There is no physical contact with that rock, boulder. Just that feeling one with that rock, when he moved my hand and that boulder started rolling. I started shouting, oh, what happened, what happened, what happened, what is happening? Stop, stop, stop. Then he stopped my hand and the boulder stopped. I think from that time only I started shaking people. That was the first object responded to my movement. I actually wanted to ask him, can you lift this house and bring it and give it to Arunagiri Yogeshwara? He was laughing. He asked me, why did you put a mark? I said, I should take only my parents' portion, not anybody else's. Anyhow, early morning before going to the Arunagiri Yogeshwara, I'll have my own dhoti. Whatever I can look around and get, take it. I'll put everything and pack it. And it'll all be very silly. It will not be directly useful for him at all. But whatever I feel as useful in my life, all these wooden box, cardboard box, I make small temples with that only. I'll take all that. And he will laugh at me. One day I wanted to stitch a shirt for him. I remember. I took a measurement with a rope to stitch a shirt. He was laughing. Actually, I called him, you come to the tailor shop and give the measurement, I want to stitch a shirt for you. He said, no, I will not come to tailor shop and all, you yourself take a measurement and give it to tailor. We had one family friend tailor. He's a very good person. I said, no, he's a very good person. He will stitch and give you the right measurement and everything. Somehow that Arunagiri Yogeshwara said, no, I don't want to come, you take it and give the measurement. But finally it never got materialized. Never, because this tailor will ask, no, I want this measurement, get it. Next day I will bring that measurement. Then he will tell, no, I want this measurement also, bring it. Finally, till the end we were not able to take all the measurements at all. I was never able to give all the measurements. So it never got materialized. But I used to feel, whole day I'll feel, what can I take it to him? What I can get? You just do not know what to do. What way you can please him? What pleases him? What satisfies him? What fulfills him? You just do not know. Devotion is the sacred sentiment which makes you feel, how can I please him? You know very clearly you can't fulfill him. He is already fulfilled. But how can I please him? What I can do to please? How can I pour myself on him? That intense mood is what I call devotion. Imbibe, imbibe, imbibe. Just be soaked in this one sacred sentiment. How can I please him? To whichever object or deity or God or Guru you are devoted, again and again and again soaking yourself in that sacred sentiment of how can I shower me on him and please him. Again and again and again, soak yourself, fill yourself in this one sacred sentiment. You will melt in devotion. Entanglement means two persons falling in tune with same thought. Entrainment means two persons falling in tune with the same idea. Enlightenment means two persons uniting beyond ideas. When you unclutch, you are in entangle with me. You are in entanglement with me. This again opens a huge door. Then is the thoughts of a healer going to affect us? I say yes. That is why I am telling you, go to a person only who is thoughtless and beyond mind. Do not receive healing from ordinary Reiki healers, this healers, that healers. No. Receive only from enlightened being. And all my healers, during the moment of healing, because they are entangled with me, they represent me, and it is equivalent to you receiving healing directly from me. You don't need to worry at all, doubt at all about my healers. Understand? This is the physiology of feeling connection. When you have a feeling connection, your very physiology is different. And feeling connection has its own physiology. When you have feeling connection, your physiology is different. Feeling connection itself has its own physiology. One more thing you need to know, all the doctors, even allopathy doctors, need to raise their energy level high. Otherwise, when you treat the patient, when the patient feels respectful, feeling connection with you, you are going to entangle yourself with the patient. If you don't raise your energy to a higher level, you are going to get the patient's disease to you. Understand, entanglement can be negative also. If you are not energetic enough to protect yourself, if you do not have a direct protection of an enlightened being or higher frequency, if you don't have higher entanglement, only lower entanglements in your life, you are bound to fall sick. In the grown-up countries, they are suffering because they are not able to dispose the garbage. One city collects from the whole city and dumps it to another one village. That village collects and dumps it to another one village. They collect it and dump it in another one city. Same way only the so-called grown-up societies are suffering, unable to dump the inner garbage. The housewife collects everything and dumps on the husband. Husband collects everything and dumps on the psychiatric doctor. Psychiatric doctor collects and dumps everything on another one, his psychiatric doctor. His psychiatric doctor do not know where to go and dump. The dumping garbage has become a big problem for the humanity in grown-up countries. Not only external, internal also. in India, fortunately, we know how to reduce the garbage into ashes without any side effect or after effect, without leaving anything affecting the environment. Method of dumping the inner garbage without creating any societal, environmental pollution, side effect and after effect is deity worship. Each deity energized, which went through the prana pratishtha process, is in entanglement with higher consciousness. That is what I prove when I materialize. See, when a devotee can receive vibhuti or kumkum and materialize, same thing, the deity also receives vibhuti, kumkum and materializes. How? When somebody's kundalini is awakened, when somebody is initiated as a healer, is in entanglement with me, same way the deity is also in entanglement with me. Once the prana pratishtha is done, that deity is continuously in entanglement with that super consciousness. Ramanatha Swami is in entanglement with Sri Ramachandra and the consciousness Sri Ramachandra experienced, which is Shiva himself. Because Ramanatha Swami installed, Rama installed that Ramanatha Swami in Rameshwaram. Now the Ramanatha Swami is in entanglement with Rama and Rama's pure inner consciousness. Same way there is a deity called Krishneshwar in Dwarka, installed and worshipped by Krishna. That deity is in entanglement with Krishna and the Krishna's inner space, which is Shiva himself. Same way in Tiruvannamalai, there is a temple called Adi Annamalai. Please understand, the main Arunachaleshwara temple is Jiva Samadhi of Arunagiri Yogeshwara. But the Adi Annamalai temple is the deity installed by Arunagiri Yogeshwara for his own personal worship when he was in the body. Understand? That Adi Annamalai temple, small temple in the forest. Now it has become a small village. And the Shivalinga in the temple is in entanglement with Arunagiri Yogeshwara and of course Shiva himself. Arunagiri Yogeshwara is Shiva himself. Came in the physical form. So each deity is in entanglement with the consciousness which has installed it. That is why I am telling you, deity worship is one of the greatest garbage removing system, inner garbage removing system created by our ancient rishis. The whole Western countries, so-called developed countries, are suffering with unable to do the garbage removal. They are spending billions of dollars in the inner garbage removal, creating huge psychiatrists, psychoanalysts, and psychiatrists and psychoanalysts for psychiatrists and psychoanalysts. This therapy, that therapy. 32.4%, 75 million Americans are suffering from clinically provable mental disorder every year. Please understand? Who needs clinical attention. I'm not even talking about the borderline personalities. You know borderline personality means? They will look almost all right till you touch one of their wrong engram. Just one engram. When they come, you did not smile or you smiled at somebody else and said Nithyanandam, over. I am not even talking about borderline personalities, people who need direct clinical attention, medical attention, 75 million. See the garbage disposal problem. In the Vedic tradition, we know how to burn the garbage and make it as a manure. All our temples, we burn your garbage, internal garbage, and transform you, make the whole garbage into manure and give it back to you. Means you go to temples only when you have a problem or to feel little stress free? No. When you finish your business accounts, go to temple and offer your gratitude. When you finish some of your life related decisions, go to temple and offer the gratitude. If you have finished building the house, go to the temple, offer the gratitude. If you got married, go to the temple, offer the gratitude. Any major events in your life connected with the temple, even entertainment, entrainment, enlightenment, everything should happen with entanglement. I'm creating a new word, entemplement. Life should become entemplement, because that is the easiest way of clearing the inner garbage. Patanjali is one of the greatest inner scientists. Man who demonstrated the science of enlightenment. Even after he left the body, he did not deteriorate or die or show any symbols of death. He was just living, alive, radiating the presence. The disciples don't know what to do. So they just kept his body and built a room around him. He is the only master whose body is not buried with sand or salt or bay leaf. Usually masters' bodies are buried, filling the ash, bay leaves, salt. His body is not buried at all. His body is just kept, and a big stone room is built. It's a huge room, stone room, sealed room, where he is sitting inside. Still you can listen the breathing sound. Again, the big problem is you will think that I am promoting some fantasy. Still you can experience his breathing sound. At least I have experienced. And whoever went and put their ears, don't think, usually if you put your ears on any wall, you will hear a kind of a sound. It will not be like that. Put your ears on this wall and listen. This sound will be different. And go and put your ears on that wall is samadhi. A very systematic, clear breathing sound. How you will feel your breathing, that way you can feel. He is living there. His Jiva Samadhi is there. He became one with Nataraja. That is why the Nataraja's Murti is installed there. And he loved to wear the sacred beads, Rudraksha. So that whole hall is decorated with Rudraksha. They made a Rudraksha Mantapa in his memory, and Nataraja. He did not want his own murti to be installed, but the disciples put his murti also in the side. But as a main deity, he became a Nataraja. So he became one with that. Chidakasa, Chitampara, Nataraja. So his Nataraja's murti is there, and side his murti is also there, his form. The form with which he operated in the body, that body is also there. If you are helped by yoga in any form, you are indebted to him. Anybody wants to experience his presence should go there. You should not miss the opportunity of going to Rameshwaram. Even if you are not able to go this time, you need to go back. Sometime when you come back again, don't miss, mark it as a point to go to Rameshwaram and see his physical presence. We have some of the great masters' physical body retained as it is, mummified. Not the mummifying of the Egyptian way of mummifying is totally different. They are able to only maintain the body. Our guys are able to maintain the body as the center of the cosmic or conscious functions. When the Vedic tradition way of mummifying happens, not only body doesn't get spoiled and it stays, it continues to be the center of their conscious operations. The cognition is taken, buddhi works, the works, responses happen, they continue to be the center of their conscious activities. That is why your prayers are fulfilled in their presence. If you pray to a mummy, your prayers will not be answered. Because the physical part is retained, but not the response part. Here, the response part is retained. The pure cognition, the and buddhi is retained. And same way, Srirangam, still Ramanujas, Udayavar, Ramanujas, Acharya's body is there as it is. You can see the nails growing, the hand lines, the palm lines, the eyebrow hairs, all that you can see even now. And not only that, you can feel his presence. You can offer any prayers, you will see the response. You can talk to him. I am telling you from my experience, because I have been helped, I am telling you this. Many times I told, the Arunachaleshwara temple, the Arunagiri Yogeshwara Samadhi is there. He is in Jiva Samadhi. Jiva Samadhi means he is residing there. Shiva himself came down as Arunagiri Yogeshwara. He is residing there. When we went this time, I just wanted to let the world know that really he is there, is Jiva Samadhi is there. All I said is, if he is really sitting here in Jiva Samadhi, let few of his hair come, get materialized in our devotee's hand, so that we can do the DNA test and prove it is 2000-year-old DNA and he is alive sitting there in Jiva Samadhi. We got 6 hair. It is there. And we are now sending it for DNA test. Now we are sending it for DNA test. We will prove it. It is 2000-year-old, at least 2000-year-old. So through that way, at least my one statement is proved. Somebody 2000-year-old is sitting down in Jiva Samadhi. course, we can't compare because there is no record of Arunagiri Yogeshwara's DNA, but at least this we can prove. Anyhow, when you live in the body, if you arrive to the sensitivity where the buddhi and the functions in awareness and sensitivity, even after you leave the body, that will continue to be there with you, radiate through your body and through you. That is why when you go to the great masters' samadhis, jiva samadhis, whatever prayers you offer, it directly helps you. Immediately they respond to it. Some of these masters' presence, all seekers should experience. The great Jiva Samadhi of Ellam Valla Sittar in Madurai, and Meenakshi's presence in Madurai, and Patanjali's presence in Rameshwaram, Ramanujar's presence in Srirangam, Kamakshi is Devi herself came and did tapas towards Shiva and became enlightened. Kamakshi's presence in Kanchipuram, all these major masters, energy fields, they all radiate the highest sensitivity. Understand? I saw so many of you guys in the Tiruvannamalai temple levitating, rolling and receiving vibhuti in their hands. How many received vibhuti in Tiruvannamalai temple? 2-3 people came and reported me. 1, 2. Receiving vibhuti in your hands. Understand, you need to know, this is a solid confirmation. Your experience is super conscious experience. If you are receiving vibhuti because of some black magic or yakshini vidya or some unconscious siddhis, it will not happen inside the energy field, Garbha Mandir of the great incarnations, masters like Arunagiri Yogeshwara, Shiva. If it is happening there, understand, the energy which is responsible for all these extraordinary experiences in you and the energy which resides as Shiva, Arunagiri Yogeshwara in the temple is one and the same. Achala Murti is Sachala Murti. Because in the superconscious energy field, the unconscious black magic cannot interfere. Let the listening be your God. Today learn this one basic truth. Then I'll explain different sacred secrets from the sutra. When the words come and fall on you, see how the cognition is taken, how the decision is made. Be aware of buddhi and these function. Come back to sensitivity. You can start mastering the senses. I'll continue on the sutra for next few more days. Now, let this be the essence of today's message. Let the listening be your God. Unable to get back to the highest ideal in practical life. So no shortcut. This is the only way. Again and again and again, creating the Pratipaksha Bhavana. Means creating contrary thoughts to negativity and bringing yourself back to your center. It's such a difficult job. People feel lazy. That is why sometimes I need to push them to do that job. Sometimes I use love, or sometimes I use the fake or so-called hatred to push them to get back to their center. Because inability to create Pratipaksha Bhavana means inability to create the contrary thoughts to negativity and destroy negativity will allow negativity to grow in you. Once the negativity grasps you, over. Your life is in hell. You are done. You are done. Even if it is fake, the restful awareness and peace and joy which you get through the fake ideas, please understand, those experiences will become solid and the fake ideas will lose its power over you. But even if it is so-called logically strong idea, if you are restless, suffering, tortured inside, those torture, restlessness and suffering will stay inside, and these strong logical thoughts will become more and more powerful over you. So understand, the goal and the scale should be the restful awareness. So Patanjali puts the right truth in the right sutra, in right place. Just now he taught us on yama and niyama, highest coherence of life, and told us how to be established in that, and giving us now technique, the applied technique. When you have violence, what to do. He is giving us an example. First time in Patanjali Sutra I am seeing an example. He doesn't wait to give example only. He just gives the sutra and goes. He knows, because his disciples were such high intelligent people. If he is giving example, means something very important. Timing is very important, and making disciples understand, very important. Please understand, it's a very important process for all spiritual seekers in the life. Creating contrary thoughts to negative thoughts. Because whenever negativity raises in you, don't give up. Don't flow with it. Don't go with it. Again and again and again stand up till your muscle memories feel confidence. I can say that this is the one process which has raised my whole awareness in the young age. I used to have a notebook. Whatever spiritual things I read or hear, all the essence I'll write down. And whenever I have any confusion or necessity to understand, I'll read that. I'll read that. I'll carry the book always with me. That is like my extension of heart and brain. Extended heart and brain. I used to call that as my book. Now I am trying to remember the contents of my book to publish, because there are so many things I have noted down in that book which I heard from Arunagiri Yogeshwara directly. Almost it's like I'll remind me. All my Pratibhaksha Bhavanas are written in that. So practically any negative thought which can come to a human being, I have solution in that book. And I'll always refer to it. It's almost like my guide. I'll continuously cherish and get those ideas back to the inner space and establish myself again into yoga. Understand? Even if you miss once the timing of creating the right thought against the wrong thought, you are caught. Timing is very important. I read an incident in Ramana Maharshi's life. He had a disciple, Muruganar. Whenever Ramana Maharshi speaks something, when Muruganar will pen down and take it back to Ramana Maharshi, he will purposely make some mistakes so that Ramana Maharshi will correct it in his own pen, handwriting. So two things. One, Ramana Maharshi's handwriting will be recorded. Second thing, all other words are authenticated now. When you correct one mistake, then all other words have been authenticated as without any mistake. I tell you, I can say at least some 192 page, that is the notebook, 192 page notebook, long size notebook. I have the recording of Arunagiri Yogeshwara's teaching. At least in 10 places I have his own handwriting. Unfortunately, we are not able to retrieve them. I am trying to trace. I am sending people to all the friend's house, relatives' house in my native place, and all the devotees' house where I stayed. Still we are not able to track. 10 bound volume notebooks, bound by me personally. The 192 page. It's a regular notebook I bought. Then I made hardcover with a satin cloth. I bound it. I call it my book. That's the title. I can say the first book I wrote in my life. My book. At least 10 volumes. Everything in that my book is my Atma Pramana. To the level in which those great truths have penetrated me. That's it. Whenever I wanted to read, I'll just brush and go through. I'll know how I evolved to certain understanding. See, one of the biggest problem a seeker faces in his life is forgetfulness. We go on reinventing the solution for same problem every day 12 times. You may say, not 12 times, Swamiji, maybe 2-3 times. No, you forget. Same problem, you will be reinventing the solution 12 times a day. And then again next day morning, when you have that problem, you will have the same problem and you will not find solution. Half an hour your mind will struggle, then you will find a solution. Simple problem, worry. Tell me how many thousands of times you found a solution and decided not to worry anymore? And all it takes is only 5 more minutes of a betel nut chewing time. Again you are in worry. Forgetfulness. Sometime when you hit the right click, you are very clear. Even if death comes, I will not worry. In next half an hour, you don't need death, just the shadow of your spouse. or just one small word, one small practical problem, you are there back again in worry. You need to understand, not having smarana, remembrance, is one of the biggest problem. Biggest problem. If you have the habit of my book, all of you should have that habit of my book. You should have your own book. Once in a while, pen down, so that you will stop wasting the time in reinventing the same solution. You see, for example, you have a worry. You catch certain thought trend. No, how can this? How can this? How can this? Then you say, hey, foolishness, this worry is useless. You come out of it. But next day morning again you are in the same worry, but you forget the thought trend how which you came out. Because you forgot the thought trend, now you will be wasting your time in worrying at least 2 hours, and after 2 hours you will catch the thought trend. And oh God, I should have remembered this half an hour before. Not having smarana, remembrance, not hitting the right click when required, is one of the major problem seekers face in their life in the path of enlightenment. That problem can be sorted out with this great solution, my book. Have this attitude and habit of my book. After a debate, create my book. You can do it even in your Facebook, so the whole world can read it, not just by yourself. Whole world can read it. I had such amazing masters in my life. My masters and my mentors and my teachers. Every day is excitement to live around them. Of course, when Mahadeva, Shiva comes down in the physical body and lives around you, naturally how it will be. Especially this Arunagiri Yogeshwara, I still remember once he was teaching about the samana, just sharing few words, and he was telling samana is sweetness. If your samana is active, your body will have, your sweat will have a sweet taste, not salty. It will be very sweet. I said, how can that be? Then he was very playfully showing, if you remove a hair from the root, and there will be a small wax in that edge of that hair. He removed one hair from my body and asked me to taste that wax. It was very salty. Then he removed one hair from his body and asked me to taste that wax. It was very sweet. And not only that, he was showing another method to see the power of your lungs. If your samana is active, if you remove one hair and just stick that hair in that wax on your hand or on any object and blow, if you are not able to blow, your samana is not active. You can experiment actually. Just remove that one hair from the root, along with the root. You should just stick that with that wax. That wax you have to stick it on a paper or on your hand. Try to blow with your full force. You can keep it any closer. If you are not able to blow that hair away, if that hair is not flying, your samana is not active. If that hair is flying, your samana is active. I tried my best, I was not able to blow the hair. You can experiment. At least 80% of you will not be able to blow. You may think, what is this, Swamiji? Just one hair sticking and blowing. Try, then you will understand. So they go on giving so many practical teachings, techniques. It was so exciting that my book is filled with all these things which directly helped my life. So you guys should start the habit of maintaining my book. It will really awaken your whole life, transform the whole life, help you for the higher consciousness. The my book can be a very powerful method to kill your ego. See, we read in the newspapers, terrorists used to have cyanide in their body continuously. So whenever they are caught by police and when they need to close their life, if they feel that living anymore is going to be more dangerous and torturous, they will just swallow the cyanide poison and die. Same way, this my book can be the poison for your ego. So whenever you have the dangers of life, read this my book, ego will die, you will be in peace and you can live the life joyfully. Of course, it's a wrong equation. You cannot equate the my book and cyanide. My book is a nectar, I can say, the ultimate nectar.
Yes. So what a beautiful revelation by Swamiji on the feeling connection, the awakening of the DNA. With this beautiful revelation by Swamiji, we now will be entering into the next revelation by Swamiji, which is going to be on the gratitude. Understand? It is through gratitude. Even the Sahasrara Chakra, the Sahasrara Chakra opens when you are filled with the gratitude. So let's enter into this revelation by Swamiji. And when you have gratitude in your life, life is so blessings. So let's enter into this.
Even the life which is happening in your body is gift. Constantly you are showered. If you stand on this base, you can create wealth 10 times more. You can create infrastructure. See, if you start your life from the mood of not having, you will not create wealth, you will grab wealth. If you start your life feeling blessed, you will create wealth, you will not grab wealth. There's a big difference, understand? If you start your life with the feeling, I don't have, you will grab, you will never create. You will be waiting for the opportunities to grab. Sometimes people tell me, Swamiji, I am completely content. I tell them, oh, that's great. If you get a lottery, $1 billion, will you say you don't want? No, no, no. Then what do you mean by you are completely content? No. Move from contentment to fulfillment. Fulfillment is totally different from contentment. If you start with idea of not having, I don't have, you will only grab. You will wait to grab. If you start with the reality, I am showered. Still I am alive, my kidney is working, my liver is working, my brain is working at least once in a while, my heart is working. My lungs are working. So many things in our system is working. I am still feeling I am alive. Millions of possibilities open the moment you feel that you are alive. See, like the moment you are out of this door, the millions of stars are seen. The millions of possibilities are opening up. Same way, the moment you feel you are alive, the millions of possibilities are opening. The door for the millions of possibility is the first experience. I am alive. Why don't you recognize that and celebrate? Understand, just few days before we celebrated my Enlightenment Day, I am telling you very directly, all that happened on the day, I wanted to put it in a very plain words to you. I just recognized I am alive, and I realized that I am alive opens thousands of possibility in the realms of mysticism, in the realms of life, in the realms of physical health, mental health, wealth, knowledge, enlightenment, relationships. In every realm which you feel is essence of life, are necessary for happy life, and finally being happy without anything, in all realms, I suddenly felt in each realm thousands of possibilities are opening for me because I am alive. All I did is I recognized I am alive, and I realized thousands of possibilities opening in front of me. Billions of possibilities are open in front of me, and I started celebrating, that's all. See, recognizing I am alive is Sat, truth. Recognizing billions of possibilities are there in front of me is Chit, consciousness. Celebrating, wow, is Ananda, that's all. Just I experienced Satchidananda, the glimpse of Satchidananda on the day. That's what I call enlightenment. And just decide, today you will recognize you are alive. You are alive means what? Now, millions of possibilities are opening in front of you. What million? Billion? What billion? Trillion. Possibilities are opening in front of you. You can be a good father, or you can be a bad father. You can be a good brother, or you can be a bad brother. You can be a good friend, or you can be a bad friend. Or you can be healthy, or you can be sick. But all are possibilities. Thousands of possibilities are open in front of you is enough reason to celebrate. Understand? When you realize trillions of possibilities are open in front of you, you will become desireless. Please understand, I am cracking an important nut which keeps ignorance alive in you. I am cracking the head of the ignorance. If you are aware, trillions of possibilities are in front of you, you will not have desire. you will experience anashayam, means where not only there is desirelessness, the possibilities of desires gets burnt. You may think, how can it be? If there are billions of possibilities in front of me, naturally I'll be having so many desires to have this choice, that choice, that choice, that choice. No. When there is billions of possibilities in front of you, billions of choices in front of you, suddenly you feel like resting in choicelessness. The decision to rest in choicelessness, decision to relax in choicelessness happens when you see trillions of choices in front of you. When trillions of possibilities are in front of you, you just decide relaxing into choicelessness. You feel the ability to choose is more powerful, important, energetic, fulfilling than any choice you make. Please understand? The moment you start making choices, your freedom of being in choicelessness is getting restricted. The moment you choose, you will be choosing language. Now you are in a bondage of acting only in that language realm. Till you choose, you have a freedom of all languages. The moment you choose, you will take birth in India. Now you are bound by all the plus and minuses of this Indian society. Till you choose, you are beyond the plus and minuses of Indian society. Every choice you make takes away some part of being choiceless from you. So when there are trillions of choices in front of you, you suddenly decide, wow, being choiceless is the best thing. Being choiceless is the ultimate experience. The person who is being choiceless will be the infinite creator. Infinite creator, please understand. Try resting in choicelessness. You will see the amount of wealth you will create, attract around you without grabbing. Relax into the space of gratitude. You are showered with so much. Trillions of choices are there in front of you. When you realize trillions of choices are there in front of you, you just relax in choiceless awareness.
I speak on this fracture. And the lesson to be learned from this whole thing. The lesson I live, and the lesson all of you can learn. Pick it up. First thing, first question everybody asks, why did Swami get into the house? What is the need? See, life is not supposed to be just you wake up on the same bed and you walk through the same floor and you get into the same vehicle and you just go to the same office, come back and lie down in the same bed. Life is learning. So I also thought, why not pick up horse riding? And after all, this horse riding, swimming, all these things are inside our biology. Just if you awaken it, will come up. So I thought, why not try? That's the reason I tried. Nothing wrong. It was going well. Every day it was going well. Every day I was going around the ashram and hours. Morning and evening. I think that day, a little bit of music, loud music, and all the ashramites have started cheering up. So I got really excited, nothing else, that's all. And the moment I felt, first thing I thought is, oh, these fellows should not suffer. All the brahmacharis, ashramites were around me, they should not suffer. First thing I told is, I am okay, don't worry. I am okay, don't worry. That's what I told first thing. And after I got up, I saw the fracture in the hand. And I told him, maybe there is a fracture, let's go to the hospital and do what needs to be done. First we went to 7 o'clock I fell. 2:30 only they did the surgery. Till then no painkiller, no anesthesia, no pain. No painkiller, no anesthesia, no pain. It is a compounded 2 fracture, bones are gone piece. Doctors were shocked, surprised. They were again and again saying, what do you mean by no pain, Swami? I said, I don't know. Actually, the fracture did not do any problem to my body. Now the little bit of sickness I am having is the medicines these fellows infused into my body. This antibiotic and all the anesthesia, everything they infused into the body. That is the reason I am having a little cough and phlegm and all that. Otherwise the original fracture did not do anything. There was no suffering, there was no pain. And fortunately, the moment I fell from the horse, that is also completely video recorded in the security camera. And the whole, how I was taken to the hospital, the whole thing is video recorded. And surgery is also video recorded. They are saying impossible. The doctors are saying it must be excruciating pain for me because the bone came out of skin. Bone has made a hole in the skin. There was bleeding. And some 3-4 pieces it became. 2 fracture and 3-4 pieces. And you may ask, why no pain? See, there was no suffering. I did not look back to think, why did I get into the house? I did not look back. I could have just avoided getting into the house. As the brahmacharis could have avoided the music. See, time shaft, whatever is happening, is a Kalavaira, Guru. Kalavaira is Guru. Time shaft. Time shaft should not be looked with the why. You should not look at the time shaft with the postmortem mood. I did not do postmortem. This is the way life is. That's all. Either look at the time with a deep, complete acceptance or with gratitude. I look at the gratitude. Fortunately, there was no injury on the head. There was no injury on the back. Usually when people fall from the horse, they have injury only on the head. They break collarbone. Nothing of that injuries happen. So I looked at Kalavera only with the gratitude. Kalavera is Guru. Life is Guru. Do not look at life with a postmortem mood. I could have thought, oh, this fellow could have avoided the music, this fellow could have avoided the shouting, cheering up. I could have avoided getting into the horse. What is it mean for me to learn the horse in this age? Horse riding. Who asked me to learn the horse riding? Thousands of ways. You can ask why towards the life. But why towards the life always brings suffering. Why and if and wife. All three bring suffering. The wife does not give any answers. It just brings more and more suffering. So I always tell you, look at the life Look at KAILASA. KAILASA means time shot. Whatever is happening. Look at life. Either with complete acceptance or with deep gratitude. That's all. Then there will not be any suffering. So the lesson we need to learn from this whole thing. My prasadam to you. See, this is a great experience for me. So I can give you the prasadam of this experience. Is never go to life, Kalabhairava, Guru. All these three are one and the same. See, life only teaches you. Guru only teaches you. When the life is intensely teaching you, is Guru. Life or Kalabhairava or Guru. Never go to the Kalabhairava or Guru with the mood of why. Always go with the total acceptance or the extraordinary gratitude. Not only that, I will show you now, miraculously how. In 2-3 days the whole thing gets healed. Completely the whole thing gets healed. I will show you. And the whole healing miraculously happening also because no suffering. No suffering, no pain. So learn this one lesson. Come on. Sit with this one idea for a few minutes. Let me approach life with a deep gratitude or full acceptance. Know why to life.
Your thoughts and emotions can alter your DNA. I have some of the beautiful Shastra Pramanas. Of course, modern day Shastra Pramanas by some of the scientists. The scientist Daniel Winter and his heart coherence team found proof that human emotions can reprogram your DNA and shape your immune system. The next research, the scientist and researcher Greg Braden gives evidences on how emotions change our DNA. Number 1, in case of gratitude, love and appreciation, DNA responded by relaxing and length become longer. Just simple, feeling love. There is another one, truth. The balancedexistence.com, this is the another one website which works which gives information on this DNA science. Scientists experimented the change in emotions changes the shape of DNA. They infer that emotions change our physical DNA, and when we change, the world around us changes. Please understand. Oh God. Emotions change our physical DNA, and when we change, the world around us changes. Again, I always tell people, be blissful, wealth will be attracted towards you. You will attract all the right things, right situations, and right happenings. The world around you will change. The scientists are saying the same thing in different words. Understand? If you are suffering with diabetes, the imbalance of samana, you are suffering with the desires and thoughts which are not going to bring fulfillment to you. I can connect every emotion, every thing to the major diseases people suffer. The fear is responsible for blood pressure. Constant fear raises the blood pressure. If your survival instinct is constantly challenged, blood pressure goes up. If you are constantly suffering with the desire which makes you tired, agamya, the ideas which makes you tired, agamya, the diabetes, blood sugar starts. If you are constantly suffering with the shrinking idea, please understand, shrinking means guilt. Guilt is shrinking. Shrinking ideas are responsible for arthritis. If you are suffering with the memories of physical, mental, emotional pain, that is directly responsible for your relationships, unable to expand your life, and the identity you feel. Please understand, some emotional pain, if it is carried strongly in your system, you will stop expanding. But honesty is only one ingredient for authenticity. It is not authenticity by itself. Please understand. Honesty is only one ingredient for authenticity. Authenticity is something more than honesty. I'll give you the difference between honesty and authenticity. For example, if you are angry with somebody, you will express directly to that person, I am angry with you. It is honesty, but that is not authenticity. Authenticity means really two beings may understand each other where even the anger will not happen. Please understand, there is a difference between honesty and authenticity. Honesty is socially good quality. Authenticity is spiritual quality. It is not social good quality. Honesty is only the first step, initial step. Authenticity is the spiritual quality. Authenticity means living the spiritual truths authentically. See, a husband lying to the wife, neither there is honesty nor authenticity. Husband telling truth to the wife that he is a womanizer is honesty, but not authenticity. Husband living just as a husband is authenticity. So each person's role, if he or she is completely living, it is authentic. When he is failing and revealing the failure to the other person, it is honesty. Revealing the failure is not living successfully. Understand? Revealing the failure is revealing the failure. It is honest, no doubt, but not authentic. You may be keeping your balance sheet proper with a country, nation. Are you keeping your balance sheet proper with the cosmos, with the universe? What is the meaning of the word keeping the balance sheet in tune with the cosmos? Means just remembering continuously, you are not qualified for anything. Everything is showered on you. Please understand. Remembering everything is a gift given to you by the cosmos in your life is what I mean by keeping your balance sheet straight with the cosmos. You don't need to pay anything back. The attitude, everything is a gift to you, is keeping the balance sheet authentic with the cosmos. You do not know, gratitude is such a powerful ingredient. The moment you add that, honesty becomes authenticity. I have seen people many times mistake honesty into authenticity. No, honesty is not authenticity. Honesty is more like a hot love. Authenticity is like a cool stream. Understand? Honesty will always be demanding. I am honest, you be honest. Authenticity will be always flowing. I am flowing, I don't bother about you. Authenticity fills you and others. Honesty burns others and you. Many times I have seen the people who are honest, within few days or few weeks or few months, they will torture and kill the other person in the name of honesty. God, honesty is a foolish substitute to authenticity.
Gratitude is prayer. Generally, our religious life starts in prayer, ends in gratitude. Prayer has got different dimensions. It gets matured as you get matured. Prayer is the bridge towards divinity. Prayer is the bridge towards your higher consciousness. Prayer is the bridge to take you beyond the sufferings of the planet Earth. Prayer is the technique, is the method to lead you to superconscious state. Let us understand the various dimensions of prayer step by step. One thing, prayer has got different forms. Nothing is higher, nothing is lower. Whatever way you can start, you can start. But naturally you will be growing towards the higher level of consciousness. First thing, in the physical level, prayer starts in the physical level. Going to the temple, praying to God, praying to the murtis of gods and goddesses, and doing some puja, doing some havan. First physical thing, prayer should be started in physical way. First, prayer starts in the level of physical worship. Then next, it goes to the level of verbal worship. You chant the stotras, you chant the mantras, you do the nama japa, chanting by words, you worship the divine, you pray. Now you come to a little higher level. First puja, then japa, stotra or repetition of the God's mantra. All these things are verbal prayer. Verbal prayer plays a major role in keeping the mind in higher form, in the higher level. The remembrance of some sacred syllable, continuous repetition with awareness, that's the important thing. Without awareness, repeating will become an unconscious habit. Please don't do that. The more your mind is filled with some sacred syllable, sacred words, the more your inner chattering will be cleansed. Your inner chattering has almost become like a junk. So much of unnecessary things you throw into it. So much of repression and suppression. So much of anger and violence you suppress inside your being. Where will all that go? It will go and disturb your inner chattering. Your inner chattering is made out of the stuff which you suppress inside. If you suppress too much of violence, if you suppress too much of sex, If you suppress too much of anger, those things only will come out in your inner chattering unconsciously. All your inner chattering is made of the same stuff which you suppress inside. What you put inside, that only will come out naturally. If you put mantras inside, the sacred syllables inside, the divine words inside, the stotras inside, good words inside, you will see you are radiating the same beautiful words, same beautiful feeling, same beautiful bliss. The more you chant the right words, less you will be chanting the wrong words. Second is the verbal prayer. Third is the important thing, mental prayer. When prayer reaches the third dimension, it becomes mental. First it is physical, second verbal, third mental. In mental level it is called as meditation. In physical level it is called worship or puja. In the verbal level it is called japa. In the mental level it is called meditation, dhyana. When you reach this level, neither your body needs to be involved, nor your inner chattering needs to be involved. Just your being will start relating. In japa, it is a communication. In jhana, it is a communion. In prayer, it is communication between you and God. In meditation, it is a communion with you and God. You start experiencing the taste of divine. You start experiencing the glimpse of divine. You start experiencing the glimpse of bliss. Important thing, as long as you do puja or japa, you and God are different. The moment you enter the jhana, you start realizing godliness in you. You start experiencing the divine in you. You start getting the glimpse of what you worshipped all these years. The unique communion starts between you and you. It is not even between you and God, because God becomes part of your being, you become part of Him. Drop merges into the ocean. Ocean merges into the drop.
Yes, the drop merges into the ocean and ocean merges into the drop. When you start meditating, dhyana, you become God. When you do the rituals, do the puja, you and God is separate. So through gratitude, when you bring gratitude, you enter into the space of meditation, that oneness with the divine itself, with Paramashiva. So with this, we have come to the conclusion of today's day of Paramashivoham, which is the last day of this season of Paramashivoham. So congratulations to all of you throughout this 21 day of journey of the Paramashivoham. Also, we would like to ask you to share your experience of these 21 days of Paramashivoham. So you can always reach out to us. You can also put your experience in the Zoom chat and share your experience through the whole world. The more and more you inspire, the more as you have until 21 days, the more you enrich others, you will get enriched. the more you want to get enlightened, and start enlightening others. So you can start sharing your experience. So with this, we have come to the conclusion of today's this 21 days. Tomorrow we'll be starting with the glimpses of Paramashivaham for a few days. Then the next day of next Paramashivaham season will be starting. So with this, now we'll be concluding with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhava Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. And remember that tomorrow again the same time the yoga will be starting and the glimpses of Paramashivaham session will be starting with the same duration. So make sure that you're tuning in and inviting the friends and families, especially the people who are new, who are actually looking for the transformation in their life, who are eager to transform their life. So don't forget to invite them. Yes. So thank you. Thank you all. Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam, everyone.
Yes. Nithyanandam.